What's this? Kind of neck and neck at close with the prior high back on Wednesday. This is still a bear flag though, so until we get like a pop back towards like 69.50, I mean this still carries a bearish bias. Um, yes side, I mean 69.37, and then an upside test to the prior trend around 69.63 on Monday. Um, we had a little bit of a pullback in the dollar today, somewhat significant pullback in the dollar today. Um, hmm. Yields at the top end of the curve marched up, which is, I guess, to sort of be expected. Commodities up, silver rocketing up 7% today, gold up 2.4. Um, obviously, dollar debasement still on the table, so a good chance of recovery in precious metals there. Oil moved up slightly with the threat against Iran into this weekend rather high. Obviously, any kind of any kind of action that would threaten the Strait of Hormuz can send, I mean, oil just rocketing up. So that's pretty significant. Running also. Correlation pulled back today, near last Friday's low on the 1 month, but 1 month pulling back a little bit harder than three. There was a drop in volatility that was fairly significant on the 3 month and the 3 month and VIX, like cash VIX, so 30-day and 3 month both pulling back. Um, Bond volatility kind of boring. Leverage on the carry pretty flat over the day, both on the top and the back end. Negative 5.85% on forward yield for volatility, and the uh, margin risk on silver turning pretty substantially more positive. So that could continue to run. There's some decent room to the upside for that, and that'll probably weigh on cost to carry a little bit. You ticked up yesterday. Still no significant improvements in breadth. Russell and Dow up a little bit today, but most of the recovery in NQ. Fed Fund futures moved out to July, 10-2, down 16 points. A pullback in SOFR. This is bullish. SOFR getting a little bit closer to IORB. That should flatten out until we get into the end of the month. There, get a little bit more. We get a little bit more pressure on short-term cash. But right now, yeah, not much. And probably, I would say over the next week, we're mm, not likely to see anything till about Wednesday when we start seeing like overnight repo inflate So we might have like a couple days where there's some bullish price action before that short-term cash starts to get expensive again. Also, correlation between VX and cash VIX continued to rise today despite the pullback in volatility. So vol sellers still not stepping in substantially. Leverage continues to decline. We're getting a slight bump in volume on the upside today, but nothing significant. I think volume kind of still sucks. We moved up and tested the 20 MA, but failed to break it. I would still like to see a retest of the failed trend, but I mean, because we just really haven't gotten it yet. But imagine if there's geopolitical conflict going into Monday, that will probably open lower, but not a sharp rejection. So the opportunity for an upside test of that trend is still there, maybe out to like 69.45. So like 69.45, 69.50. Anything else? Sectors. Yeah, mostly tech, retail trade, finance bouncing back a little bit. Some pullback from the rotation, but not very much. Yeah, I'm still trying to get out of this fucking ES position. Anyway, that should be about it for today. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I will catch you later. Peace.
Kenny's Mayonnaise is a proud sponsor of Pickle Financial, so when you get a hankering for some creamy, delicious mayo after a long night of snorting, sweating, and pacing, grab some Kenny's.
It's yours?
No, I'm...
Mother